I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
Welcome to the Button Mappers. I am your host, Morgan Freeman. Today we are talking about the Nintendo 3DS. With me today I have Spencer.
Hi, Morgan.
Teddy.
Hey, Morgan.
When I was a young boy, I had a Nintendo 3DS. I don't know where I'm going with this.
When I was a young boy.
When I was a young boy.
When I was a baby.
Wow, Morgan Freeman, tell me more about the 3DS. The 3D feature hurt my eyes.
The 3D feature hurt
I
my
used it
eyes.
to escape Shawshank. I blinded the guards.
Got them addicted to Tetris, but turned on the 3D.
Yes.
Their eyes went cross.
I'm not hosting this. I just want to start off with the Morgan Freeman show.
The Morgan Freeman Show?
Yeah. Yes, the Morgan Freeman show. No, joke.
Wow, I would have done more research if I knew I was going to be on the Morgan Freeman Show today.
You know about Morgan Freeman?
I know who he is.
He's literally God.
That's true. To Adam Sandler, right?
That wasn't Adam Sandler. That was Jim Carrey.
Oh!
It's all
Common
crap.
mistake.
It's all the
crap.
same thing. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who.
Morgan Freeman is the secret end boss in most of the Dragon Quest games. Little did you know.
That would be amazing.
Can you imagine?
You've been on quite the journey.
Shin Megami Tensei, the ultimate demon lord himself, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Well, speaking of Shin Megami Tensei and Dragon Quest, two series that we love here on the Button Mappers, Alex
In my
included,
eyes.
we're talking about none other than a console that sports several titles from those franchises, the Nintendo 3DS.
What's that?
It's funny you should ask. The Nintendo 3DS is actually a console. And on that console, you could play games with 3D on some of the iterations. But not all.
What's that?
Theoretically, every iteration of the 3DS you can play with 3D, right? It's just when you rename it the 2DS, then they take it away.
No, then you're going to play 2D. I can't wait for the 1DS, personally.
Wait, they actually released it. It's called the Nintendo DS. For duck syndrome.
Nintendo
Duck
Duck
Syndrome.
Syndrome.
Can I have one duck today?
Quack.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Quack.
For satisfying all of my duck needs.
It only
Quack.
plays DuckTales games.
Woo!
Duck Quest.
Duck
Not
Quest.
to be confused
Woo.
with Dragon Quest.
Woo! So I originally wanted to bring up this topic because it's been 10 years since the 3DS came out.
Happy anniversary.
Happy.
Woo, woo.
I mean, I'm sure we missed about a few months, but whatever. Here we are.
2010.
So
Yeah.
11 years.
Oh, that was 2011.
It was. Oh, maybe you're right.
As
It
you
was
can see,
announced in March.
people who've listened to listen to this show, you can realize that we do not do any research
Yeah, no.
for any of the topics we discuss.
I lied. Alex was right.
Oh,
I knew I was right. You know
You
why?
got
Because
that
I
hidden game
got
in
it
there.
in 2011.
Okay.
Well, you getting a console in 2011 doesn't mean that it came out.
I mean, that's when it came out. I got it when it came out.
Was it maybe in Japan in 2010?
No, 2011.
Oh, okay.
I just read it was announced in 2010. So
Ah,
my mistake.
gotcha.
I apologize.
It was rumored in 2008.
2008. What a time to be alive.
I mean, I'm not wrong. 2008 is 2008.
The Patriot Act and Iraq.
Good times.
Good times.
Who knew the
Yeah.
housing market would crash like that? Jesus.
For stock investors. Imagine investing in GameStop.
You don't have any disposable income for 3DSs anymore.
We're really doing this 3DS justice right now.
Yeah, really burn your eyes out on this one. And speaking of burning your eyes out, where else can the viewers burn their eyes out, Alex?
Not Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because you use your ears for those applications, which we're also available on. But if you head on over to Discord, I'm sure there'd be something there to burn your eyes out.
And while you're at it, learn some karate from Sensei Damon and Alex over on Turbo Dojo here on the YouTube.
Hey, thank you for the shout out.
Yeah, saw the show. It was really good.
And while you're at it, subscribe to Majora T and RPG Archive.
We should just keep extending the plugs on this show to where it's longer than the actual show.
Yeah. And if you really want to, check out VG Mashup.
You thought you liked ketchup? Well, try mashup. The ultimate condiment server for you.
And head on over to BioPhoenix. He's serving up the live streams.
If you want to watch Valkyrie Profile 2, check out Maltamaster's channel. Maltamaster.
And if you're in the into the alphabet, you're in store for DZD.
And don't forget to check SNES Mapper out. He's going to be mapping out the content.
Are you a nerd and you like to chuckle? Check out Funny Nerd. Leo is serving up the good videos every week.
And have you gotten all the axles in your car checked out? If so, check out Axel Wolf for more excellent content.
And do you like cheese? Check out Neck Cheese, hosted by our buddy Bossum Burf, playing the guitar.
And while
if
you're
you
checking
really
out
want some
Awesome
exotic cheese, go to Fabrelon for some amazing international cheese recommendations.
If you want some incredibly harsh commentary on video games, check out Terry309.
And if you like me, check out Turbo Zone.
By the way, Turbo.
Now we got the plugs out of the way.
Are you sure we didn't miss anything?
No,
Okay.
I have no idea if we missed anything.
We probably
Nope.
missed somebody. If we missed you, we apologize. This is done in a
Nope.
drunken stupor.
Don't forget to like our Instagram.
Which Alex runs, so I don't know anything about
I
it.
don't run the Instagram.
Who runs the Instagram? Terry?
I don't know. Don't we have one?
No.
We have a Twitter.
We have a Twitter. I know that. I thought we had an Instagram. I don't know. Do we have a TikTok?
Go to OnlyFans.
We'll be posting exclusive content to OnlyFans.
Exclusive ass content. All ass timber.
Oh, ass timber.
Wow. The Nintendo 3DS.
Wow.
What a console.
Brings out the
What a
best in
console.
us.
Yeah. Brings us together, some might say. Especially with Mario Party. You guys play Mario Party on the 3DS?
No.
3 fucking times. Who asked for this?
I love mini games.
Yeah, you know our most successful party game multiplayer franchise meant for multiple players? Yeah. What if we made 3 of them on the one player handheld?
Well, the goal would be online.
Oh, well, that's fucking stupid. Let's do it.
Well, with the goal being that they go online to do it. Maybe they put Mario Kart on there.
Do they go online though?
Maybe in Japan. Here they don't. Not at all.
Hey, we know this Americans like top 10 games. Well, we we made a top 50.
No, dude, it's 100.
Oh, it is the top
Yeah,
100.
it's literally
Times 2.
the top 100. Yeah.
Hey, we know they like Baywatch 5-0.
What?
Let's make the Mario Party 5-0.
What?
50. Oh, shit, it's 100. I got it wrong twice.
I told you it was
100.
100.
Times 2.
Baywatch ×2.
Hey guys, were you looking to watch the Bay? Well, check out Mario Party Top 100.
Okay, give me some shit. Start the episode.
Yeah.
3DS. You guys want to talk about your history?
Yes.
What you got?
Okay. Let me get serious. I bought the 3DS when Pokemon X and Y was announced. This was an important console for me because at the time, I would say I was out of gaming. I wasn't into it so much. I was in college. I was just focused on my studies. And I was just wrapping up. I was finding a little more free time, a little bit more spending money. I was working, not making much. But I saw the announcement for Pokemon X and Y, and I got really hyped. It was, you get to really see your Pokemon in 3D, and that was cool. Like there was just a kind of hype behind it. And so I started watching people on Twitch. I watched Pokemon streamers. They would use this website that lets you auto-generate your Pokemon and do battles online as prep. And so I bought myself a DS Lite first, and I bought myself Black and White, and then I bought like Pokemon Bank, and I transferred the Pokemon over, and I went through the whole shebang. This was like 2013, 2014, and I spent the most time with Pokemon X and Y. And it was interesting to experience it. Like, it was just seamless, like the internet connectivity and trading Pokemon and battling people. And I was really getting into the whole scene. And I kind of just had a falling out with it, but I didn't have a falling out with the console. I had loved the games I played. The first thing I downloaded when I got it was Animal Crossing. And at that point, I'd probably spent a whole year just playing Animal Crossing. That's a game I have 100 hours in. Pokemon X and Y, I had 700 logged, which sounds insane, but a lot of times I would just keep the console running and just watch Twitch or something. And I've gone through a couple of 3DSs at this point. I had the 3DS XL originally. I had the 2DS. I still have it. It still works. My friend Jason sent me a 3DS at one point, and now I have the 2DS XL. A lot of it's just been because I needed to upgrade the consoles. They would either have joystick drift or they just got ugly. Like the bottom screen would get so much dust on them. And I still play it. I got the 2DS XL this year, and a lot of I've experienced a lot this way. I enjoyed replaying a couple virtual console games. I dabbled in a little bit of Super Mario 3D Land, and yeah, so my 3DS history and memories are strong, and they're still continuing to this day. How about you guys?
I'll go. The 3DS to me is we'll get into that, but my history with the 3DS would be similar to yours. I was kind of out of gaming as well, and like you, I saw the Pokemon trailer. I was like, oh shit, Pokemon X and Y is finally making a game that we wanted. I would later learn that was not the case, but it seemed like it. And I said, you know what? I'm going back in, and I'm going to go grab this. And I went back and forth on getting it. And then I said, you know what? If I'm going to get it when Pokemon comes out, I'll just get it now. Because there's some games. I wanted to play Fire Emblem Awakening. And I love that. I was into that quite a bit. Way more than Pokemon. Once Pokemon came out, I played it for a couple days. I was like, this ain't it. But I played a lot of games on my 3DS. And it became my RPG machine. It plays. It's cool because like there were two handhelds that came out pretty simultaneously. It's in the same area. Is the Vita and the 2DS or 1DS/3DS. 1DS. I don't know why I called it that, but the DS and 3DS. And the DS and 3DS plays all these really unique RPGs that are specific to it, and then some remakes and ports, whatever. But a lot of really unique RPGs. And then the Vita played like all the classic RPGs. So if you have both, you kind of like unlocked this ultimate RPG Historia. So they kind of fit with each other really nicely, and that's my history with it. I just love it for all the RPGs.
Yeah, I got it. Unlike you nerds, I got it way before Pokemon. The first year it came out, I was kind of tracking its progress. I didn't get it at launch, or else I would have the cool Game Boy Advance games, which I don't understand. They were like, they always said, well, we can't get Game Boy Advance to run on the 3DS. And then they were like, they fucking did it. They gave it to the ambassador program. Like you already got them to run on 3DS. Whatever. It's a different topic. You liars. So I didn't get it when it launched, but I got it the first year. Still like before, because like the first year 3DS was rough. There was like a drought of games and stuff, and things were not going well until they did the price cut. And I got it when they did the price cut, and that's the same unit I have to this day. I never upgraded. I got it that holiday with Street Fighter 4, and I think like a Pac-Man game, and I would buy Star Fox that same day. And then I think like a few months later, Mario 3D Land came out, and that's what really propelled that console for me. I played a ton of that game. The Monster Hunter games I would pick up and play. But you know, I picked up Pokemon X. I picked up Animal Crossing. I would play the console a lot for the coming years. And I want to say it had to have been around 2015 or so. I would stop playing 3DS as much for a while. 2015, maybe through the next like 3 or 4 years. I kind of had a falling out with like handheld gaming in general. And that was like during the Wii U time too, so the Wii U wasn't getting much either. It was a dark time. But recently I've gotten back into handheld gaming, thanks to like the Game Boy Advance. I was really like Game Boy Advance, kind of expanded my horizons on handheld gaming a little more. So lately I've been playing 3DS a lot more, getting into like pick up games that I missed for through those dark years of not playing handheld games. So, but I've had the fucking thing for 10 years. So.
By the way, we're geeks and gamers.
No, you're nerds.
Nerds
It's my
and
favorite
namers.
candy.
Playing Pokemon, even though I also got Pokemon.
We're okay. So you're a nerd. Nerd.
Whatever.
Whatever, dude. Man.
Yeah.
So speaking of the console, I want to talk about the console, and especially just the features that come with it. What are some of the distinguishing features you guys think of when you think of the 3DS?
It's got a power button.
Yes.
Well, the obvious one would be 3D. Being a huge fan of the Nintendo DS, the 3DS was mostly the same thing except with a 3D thing, and obviously a powerful engine. There's other differences, but I'll let you guys talk about them.
Man, that was kind of neat.
For a day.
Yeah, flipped it on, flipped it off, never
know
went
what?
back.
I'll be honest. I played Mario 3D Land that way. I mean, I didn't really play any other games. I think like I tried it for like a few games. I was like, oh, cool. Like Pac-Man looks neat, and Star Fox hurt my eyes. Ocarina really hurt my eyes. Jesus. That game does not do 3D as well. But I think I played through all of 3D Land with 3D, and that was like the one game that like I ever really cared about using it for.
How was your vision afterwards?
Teddy, is that you? I can't tell.
No, I'm actually Toad. Well, for an obvious feature, it's honestly probably one of the most underwhelming. I think some of the upgrades, when you look at it compared to the DS, almost in kind of a 3DS versus DS kind of sequence, you get larger screen size, you get a thumbstick, and the D-pad's in a kind of weird position. It's a little slightly on the bottom left corner.
Kind of gross.
Yeah, I know. When you line it up with the buttons, the A, B, X, Y. The
Especially
ABXY looks like a SNES kind of style controls.
Especially if you're playing like on the original unit, like I have, you have to really like the thing's already small, and the D-pad's at the bottom, so it's really awkward.
You can make do with it, but it is kind of gross. I agree with you there. The unit has a stylus. It has the bottom screen as a touch screen, and it has the clamshell design. If you're talking just the standard 3DS.
I like the I think my favorite part of the thing is probably the circle pad. I remember being like, "Well, this is cool." This is what the DS needed because it tried to do Mario 64 and it doesn't work. Anyway, so
I loved it.
Good time.
I think the 3DS, we like to harp on it as a gimmick, but I think if you look back through the lenses of being in 2011, it makes sense. We started seeing a lot of movies do the big 3D stuff. I think like Avatar was coming out around that time, and it was it was James Cameron Avatar. It was doing a big like thing with 3D, and it grossed a shit ton of money, and Sony was making 3D TVs to work with the PS3 and stuff like that. So I think in a sense, they were following a trend that was happening at the time, but little did they know people would quickly not care about 3D after like
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
So
They did the 64 naming convention
yeah,
where everything became 3D.
yeah, everything became 3D.
3D Land, Star Fox 64, 3D,
Super Street Fighter 4 3D edition.
Ocarina of Time, 3D.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, 3D. They didn't call it Snake Eater. They just call it Metal Gear Solid 3D. So you don't even know which fucking game it is. Yeah.
Well, the
You got a
irony of that
couple
one is
other
because it's
things
called
there.
Solid already.
Dude, you know what? They did the same thing with Splinter Cell because I had Splinter Cell on the 3D. Well, I still do, and it's the third one, but they just called it Splinter Cell 3D.
You also have access to a virtual console that kind of works. I don't know if you guys ever got it working on the DS. I didn't.
Well, the DSi, yeah,
Yeah,
but it wasn't really a virtual console though.
I didn't go to McDonald's, so I never got to test that.
The DSi. You can
Yeah.
just a random Wi-Fi.
It never worked with my routers. I don't know, like
Huh.
maybe it was just a weird thing. But my 3DS was worked
It wasn't
seamlessly with
all that-
routers.
It wasn't all that crap. You know what it was cracked. It was neat for like the start of like their handheld stuff, but like
Yeah.
I only really I downloaded like Four Swords and like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
There wasn't
Well,
much on there.
The DSiWare was kind of lacking, but with the
Yeah.
3DS, you had access to first off some indie games, which is cool. You had access to all the the standard releases.
Indie game
Wow.
hidden gem.
Yeah, I love fluidity, water spin
Fluids.
cycle.
I love fluids.
Says Alex. And also the virtual console spanned the Game Boy Color, NES, and am I missing anything?
Yes, you are. You're missing the big one.
Well, the Ambassador program gave you SNES, and
No,
so did
you're
the
missing
new
a big
ones.
one. You're missing. No, the ambassador gave you GBA, but that's not what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the Master System?
Masters. I'm talking about the Game Gear.
Yeah, I got it confused. I know what you mean.
Jesus Christ.
Same thing. They might as well be the same games as released on the Master
I mean,
System.
It's the same hardware. You're not wrong. But
The only time I got close to getting any Game Gear games was when
Shining Force.
we were doing Sonic,
Oh.
and I was like, I think I'll just do this stupid Sonic pinball one.
Yo, you skipped the Shining Force on Game. That game's great.
I thought you were going to say Shining Force.
I have a hard time playing the first Shining Force. Shining Force 2, I kind of liked, but I was like nervous about even attempting the Shining Force on the Game Gear.
That was my favorite on it. Like I bought a bunch of Game Boy games too. Don't get me wrong, but that was one of my favorite parts. Was like when they started adding Game Gear games to the Virtual Console. It was so fucking cool because I had a Game Gear before I had ever had a Game Boy, so I have such a deep nostalgia for that console. And the Game Gear hardware has aged like shit. So playing those games reliably is a task. So whenever they started putting some of them on the 3DS, I was like me back in like 2012 or like whenever I started putting them on there, I was like, oh my god, I can play Shinobi on the Game Gear on my 3DS.
Just terrible.
Well, Spencer, what if I told you that Shining Force features Jack Nicholson?
Okay.
Morgan Freeman.
Is that I liked him. In
Here's a kind of, I guess, shouldn't be controversial, but kind of is nowadays with a Nintendo, is that the unit was backwards compatible. Did you guys ever use your 3DS to play DS games?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I sold. I mean, that was a common theme of me. It was that like when I first got the DS, I got the DS Lite, and then later, like a couple years later, I would upgrade to DSi, sell the DS Lite. So when I upgraded to 3DS, I sold the DSi. And and that's kind of like it was kind of the thing was that like, oh, why do I need this if this plays DS games also?
Makes sense. Yeah, no, the backwards compatibility thing is great. They have basically it's smart to do backwards compatibility because it, just like Alex said, it immediately lets you adopt to the new console. It's like, well, I don't need the old one and I can just get the new one and I don't have to say goodbye to my entire library of games. I can just keep using them.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I can play Sonic Rush on all the consoles. Yeah.
Yeah.
My only thing is from a hardware perspective is that the DS, like if I was playing DS games or even like just any 2D kind of action games, I would want that parallel between the D-pad and the buttons that you don't get on the 3DS. The thumbstick, playing 2D games in with the thumbstick can be weird.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's manageable. Like I don't think because like playing 2D games with an analog stick is weird, but I think the thumbstick it tried to ride that line between because it's still flat. And it's still kind of I don't know. Like I played some 2D games with the thumbstick all right, so I didn't mind it for some stuff. But I definitely loved having the backwards compatibility on the 3DS because it meant that, especially at the time, whenever 3DS was started to pick up Steam, a lot of stores were just getting rid of DS games and stuff, and they were all super cheap. And I was like, I can still play these. Sure, I'll pick up whatever the fuck, Call of Duty Black Ops on DS. No, I'm just kidding. Don't play that one. But
all right, I know what to expect next game talk.
Call of Duty Black Ops on the DS.
Yes.
It's not good.
We can talk quickly too about the DS games were region free, so you could play any from any region in the world, even on your 3DS, which is cool. But the 3DS itself was not region free for 3DS games. Did that ever bother you guys?
It's bothering me right now, and I'm trying to look for a new. I've been trying to upgrade my 3DS for a minute, and I'm trying to find the perfect model for me. And I like the smaller, compact feel of the original console. I like the smaller, like when it comes to handhelds, I like them, to be able to fit in my pocket, so I can take them to work or whatever with me, and have them. And the newer models are, I think, too big for that. But in Japan, they have a smaller model of the new 3DS. But if I ever bought that, I couldn't play my US games, and that's fucking lame.
You don't like them thick?
I don't like them long.
Oh.
I guess I'm of two minds because I'm sad that there's a number of games that were only released on the 3DS. We talk about all the time, the Monsters series. I mean, I'd love it.
Yeah, I do. No, dude, we got Monster Hunter.
Open your Bibles. We're gonna open to Ephesians.
We got Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
9.
We got Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Turn to page with
got
featuring
Monster Hunter
Blue
Generations.
Slime. Blue
We also
Slime
got Monster Hunter
features
Stories.
Attack
There's 4
standard
whole Monster Hunter games. There,
Tata Cow.
So don't you be telling
Japanese
me we didn't get the
translation
Monster games
for
when we definitely
Attack.
did get the Monster
Typical
games.
Attack does about 5
I played every
to
single
6
one of those
damage.
Monster Hunter games to
And
death.
did you know that if you fuse
I don't know how
fuse
many
ones
hours I put in a Monster
together
Hunter
with a Draki, you may be lucky
Monster Hunter 4.
to get a Wyvern.
I played that
Wyvern
game
is
every
considered
day.
a very
I love
valuable
Monster Hunter
member
4.
on your
It's a
team.
great game.
Wyvern uses Fireball. Fireball takes out multiple enemies. Okay, that's my Dragon Quest Monster sermon combined with Alex's Monster Hunter sermon. that's like a 2-for-1 special.
There you go. By the way,
What were you saying, Spencer?
I'm going to a funeral next week, and my mom. I'm 33, by the way, and my mom. Well, I'm 32.
Age reveal.
I'm about to be 33. And
Old man
I'm going
Spencer.
to a funeral next week, and my mom said, "By the way, you should
Teddy?
wear a suit to that funeral."
Teddy,
I'm
please
33
respect,
years old.
Teddy, please respect your elders. Okay?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
People must think I'm not very well. Maybe.
Here,
Maybe I'm not
Spencer,
very
have a
intelligent.
cookie.
Are you saying your mom doesn't know your age?
No, I'm saying my mom thinks I'm a child, and I'm 33 years old.
Well, that's your mom for you.
Yeah. She says, by the way,
Oh,
you should wear a suit to that funeral.
Damn, I was gonna go naked.
Yeah, I was gonna streak there.
Speaking of mom, the DS also features games like Cooking Mama.
Yeah. But I was gonna say with the Japanese games, like I would love to play some of them technically, but I also don't read Japanese, so it's probably for the best that I don't get it. But now I know other users could have ways around this or are more dedicated to learn it, but I don't know. I'm of two minds on that. I wish I could get them, but I don't know what I would do if I did get them. Like a dog chasing cars, according to the Joker.
Yeah, I used to be a bit more pissy about it. Like, oh man, there's like 5 Dragon Quest games on there that we still haven't got them. But truth be told, like I own Dragon Quest Monsters Game Boy Color version on the Switch in Japanese, and how much have I played it? Like 20 minutes. So, I can see that perspective too. And also, like even from a collector's perspective, I've owned Japanese carts of N64 games. I would rather have a North American set, not like a complete set, but just North American games,
Mhm.
as opposed to Japanese, given the option. So my view in that has changed over the years.
I have some Japanese Famicom games.
Me
I got
too.
them at a trade show. They're
Can you
like no
read?
money. They don't cost anything. It was like $5. It was
What is
awesome.
the name of one of them?
It's like this. I got Dragon Quest V.
Oh, nice.
Wow, those characters are, they look very similar to English.
I have a Japanese Yoshi's Island, which is hilarious. When I put it into my Retron 5, it says Yasi's Island.
Yasi.
I'm like, I love Yasi.
Yasi.
So how about that 3DS? Man, I wish the at the part where me and Teddy were rambling at the same time, I wish we could put it in stereo and like put like one in each ear. So people that are like listening with headphones would have me in one ear and Teddy in the other ear, just rambling about whatever for like a minute.
That'd be pretty good.
It'd be amazing.
How do you guys feel about the nub that was added to the new 3DS?
I know. I don't know. I still have my model from 2011. It's beat. Dude, my red 3DS is beat to fucking hell. It's been through hell and back, but somehow it's still working. It's still playing.
What did you do to it?
I played it every day. I kept it in my pocket. I played it because like I was in high school when I got the thing, so I took it to school with me every day. Played it every day. After I got out of school, I played it all the time. I took it to my jobs that I had gotten. I took it everywhere. The thing's just been through hell. I took it on road trips. I took it everywhere. I remember I was taking a trip one time to Minnesota, and I was playing Animal Crossing in a bus station in Milwaukee.
Animal Crossing in Milwaukee. Story time.
The nub was almost entirely useless.
Yes.
If you wanted to control the camera in Majora's Mask, I'm pretty sure you needed that nub.
No, you could just use the left and right triggers.
If you wanted to control the camera in Metal Gear Solid 3D, I'm pretty sure you needed that nub. Yeah, I mean they did like the Circle Pad Pro, which I've always thought about buying one just because the only games, even when I fell out of handheld gaming, the only games I continually bought was the Monster Hunter games. I still played those regularly on 3DS, but that's the only thing I played. I always thought about buying a Circle Pad Pro just for the camera movement, but I was like, is it really worth it? And then they added that like nub, and then I think I was at a GameStop one day and they had Majora's Mask on like the little display, and I was like feeling the nub, and I was like, wow, this feels awful.
Yeah.
It's like a little toothpick sticking out of the.
It's like they needed a like they were like, okay, so we had a solution already with Circle Pad Pro. Nobody gave a shit. So we put something on the hardware itself. So instead of just redesigning the hardware, they were like, I don't know, throw like a fucking pencil eraser on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty dumb.
It's like when they market, they're like we need to get something cool to tell the kids, and they're just like, plays different games, has a stronger CPU, nub.
Just nub.
What does it do?
You know,
we
like
don't
the
know.
NES controller is like one of the most like cloned style like controllers, or the SNES ones are. Well, Nintendo should just clone the PS1 controller. They've had enough time by now to understand how dual analog works. They made a whole new unit for this thing, and you have a little thumbstick that when you press it doesn't actually move, so you can feel your like bone crunching on your thumb as you are pushing up on the thing, but it detects the camera movement, so it's not pleasant.
No.
Well, and like when I got the and like I'm not saying it's not like it was like the camera controls could be an issue for some 3DS games, and one example is that whenever I got the Switch, one of the first games I got was the upgraded version of Monster Hunter Generations, which is just a 3DS game. And playing that game on Switch with full analog camera control, Jesus, it's a whole new world. So I'm not saying it wasn't an issue. I'm saying they didn't answer that, smart. It was, nobody wants to use that fucking nub.
Mm.
They should have just found a different design to like throw another stick on there. I mean, they had the Pro thing, the Pro Pad Plus thing. They could have just like built that into the console or something.
Pretty much. So that's pretty much the unit in a clamshell. Get it? But we're not done. We've got a lot of 3DS and a lot of 3DSs to talk about. Guys, talk to me. What are the various iterations of the Nintendo 3DS and 2DS?
You got the 3DS, you got the new 3DS, you got the 2DS.
Louder.
You
I
got
can't
the
hear
new
you.
2DS,
You need
got
to
the
enunciate.
3DS,
Practice.
You got the 3DS XL, you got the 2DS XL, you got the 1DS, you got the 4DS, you got the...
Okay, 4DS. Spencer, you're up.
you got the purple one, you got the green
Don't
one.
count Alex.
There's
Anything Alex has said.
There's a
It's
Smash Bros.
nonsense.
One.
It doesn't mean anything.
There's
You're
one with
up.
Yoshi on it. There's
Alex, you're banned. Dropping the ban hammer.
I'm a band.
Yeah.
Okay, here they are. So there's the 3DS original. There's the 3DS XL. There's the 2DS. There's the new 3DS, new 3DS XL, and new 2DS XL.
Okay. 6.
Yes, 6 total.
6 3DSs to rule them all. No Lord of the Rings fans, no?
I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
It's like the 9 rings to rule them all.
My band.
Talking about my band.
These shit don't even know the name of my band. But they're all on me like they wanna hold hands. You guys know D12? It's Eminem.
I don't know any of that.
Okay. So.
Next time on the Button Mappers. Okay, what are your favorites? What are your least favorites? What did you care about? What did you not care about? What is it all?
Oh, what is my least favorite? I don't know. Probably Pikmin or something like that.
No, the consoles. We're not games yet.
Oh, sorry. Console. I don't know. I've only had the one. I like the original 3DS model. It's small. It's compact. It's thick. It's got like a nice, like weird, glossy clamshell finish, which is. I usually don't like glossy looking consoles, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I think it's a nice piece of hardware. I think that's why I never wanted to upgrade for a while there, because I don't know. I just like the design of the original model.
Alex likes it thick. Confirmed.
Thick.
Spence?
I certainly got the most mileage out of my new 3DS XL. I like that one the most. I have the new 2DS XL now because that one's battery's bad. Technically it's still functioning, but they're very similar, so I don't really care either one. And I don't use the 3D, so there's really no difference to me. I like the big screen, so that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I actually really like the big screens. I'm kind of missing them on my new 2DS XL. I had the 3DS XL to start with. I had the 2DS and I have the 2DS XL. I don't care for the 2DS. The 2DS XL is okay, but the screens are small. Like, I mean, unless I'm playing a game like a virtual console game.
The new 2DS XL and the new 3DS XL are the same size screen.
No, they're not.
I have the thing right here. It says they're the exact same size.
No, it's 90% larger.
90%? That's almost twice as much.
Yeah, the 3DS XL. The 3DS XL is quite bigger. I can show you the dimensions after the show.
Okay.
What?
This thing says they're the exact same size.
Yeah. Well, the unit's larger, so I don't know about the screens themselves, but
Oh, the unit.
it may be that the screens are the same size, but the unit's larger. But I think that the screens on the 3DS XL are larger.
I don't want a big unit.
Okay.
I like my small unit.
Anyways, the 3DS XL, like
Alright.
my only thing about that was it would make my hands sore after playing and like sitting up and playing.
Make it Bulbasaur.
If I was playing Pokemon, yes. And so, like, I found that maybe if I continued that practice of playing 3DS, like sitting up in bed, like it might give me carpal tunnel. So I just, I kind of aired off of it for a while.
Magic carpal tunnel.
Depends if I'm playing Hey You Pikachu. And so sometimes, even with the Nintendo Switch, I feel that way as well. Like I need to be careful playing in bed. Do you have any bed Pokemon references?
I was trying to scan that whole sentence, trying to see if I could find it.
Do you mean like Snorlax? Because he's the way he snores.
Teddy, we're not playing Yokai Watch, okay?
Sometimes when I turn on my Gengar,
Do you mean Gengar? From Gengar?
Sometimes when
I never had an issue with the DS, the holding it for long periods of time. I also have very small hands.
I got big gorilla hands, which is honestly, which is why I don't like. I think that's why I don't like. I don't know. My handhelds are not my jam. I've been getting more into them recently, but like even now when I'm playing my 3DS, I've been having fun with it. But like I can't play it for extended periods of time because my hands cramp up. I mean, even my Switch. I bought a fucking like case for my Switch with grips on the back because I mean I want to be able to play it handheld comfortably. Which I looked into it, and they make grip things for the 3DS, but like for the original model, but like they're like $30-something. And I'm like,
Just gets that exasperated gasp.
yeah. Why is it that much?
Yeah, I don't. I'm cool with them releasing a lot of versions of it. I have no issue with it.
I thought about getting a 2DS, like just the original 2DS, because I don't know. I've heard people like them, like they're comfortable, but I've also heard people don't like them. So I would really like to play one before I would buy it, because I've never held just a 2DS. But like, I don't know. Like I'm not like strictly tied to the clamshell design, and it looks like it'd be comfortable to hold.
That thing looks not comfortable to hold.
Spencer, I
I've
got
never
the
seen it.
screen stats for you. The Nintendo 3DS XL and new 3DS XL have much larger screens. I think those are the ones that have identical screens, not the 2DS XL, not the new 2DS XL and the 3DS XL.
What do you have the new 2DS XL screen size as? 'Cause the site that I'm using, consoledeals.com, which doesn't sound the most reliable, admit, but this is the first one I pulled up. They list all of them at 4.88 inches.
What about the old 3DS 2XL, Triple X?
The 2DS is listed at 3.53, and the original 3DS is also listed at 3.53. The new 3DS is listed at 3.88, but all the new 2DS XL, the new 3DS XL, and the 3DS XL all say 4.88, and this is all for the upper.
Okay.
What about the old new?
Well, don't trust me. Trust consoledeals.com, where you can get all the best deals on your consoles.
What about the new 32? The new 32
32DS?
DSXXXL. What about it?
What about it? Oh, yeah, it's good. I like it.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, second trip.
Jeez, I've just been wrong like for every statistic this episode. Don't just don't
stop
quote me.
Just stop throwing out statistics, Teddy. This is all you got to do.
Okay, I'll just throw out hypotheticals. Hypothetically, the 2DS XL has a bigger screen or tinier screen. I don't fucking know.
But it could. It's also. But that's the thing, though. Is it's also a perspective thing, because like you said, if the screen, if like the actual thing is bigger, sometimes it makes the screen look smaller or bigger. It can change that. So I can totally see what you mean.
I saw some like ad or something for it, like having like slightly, like it's a thinner unit, but I don't know. I'll have to come back to them.
Thick. What is the
Then
new?
boy, do I have the 3DS for you?
What
It's
is
called
the new
Nintendo 3DS XL?
What is the new?
Old or new? It's up to you.
Why does the new 2DS screen look like a smartphone?
It does.
Nintendo.
Oh, the top one, the top part of it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
Yeah,
You're
It looks
right.
like a smartphone. I've always noticed that when I saw that unit. So I was like, that looks like a smartphone. I see you, Nintendo. Trying to be hip with the kids, hip with it. Trying to get on there and play your Flappy Birds.
You really like Flappy Bird, don't you?
You really like that Flappy Bird, don't you?
Like-
Don't ya?
Don't ya?
Don't you, Alex?
Don't start. Don't start. Do not utter his name. We're not bringing him forth.
Who, Alex?
No. The omnipotent one.
Donkey.
No!
Tom.
Stop!
Get out of the swamp.
No! He's risen!
He's the reason.
So should we talk about the games?
Yeah.
That's why
Let's
we're all
talk
here,
about the
right? The
game.
video games.
The games and the
Yeah.
gamers.
Video games. Do
You know,
guys play-
consoles are cool. Everyone likes to
Mhm.
talk about consoles coming out, what their power is, what their specs are, what their
Let me a
features
good
are.
thick
But
console.
but yeah, thick consoles, how thick they are. But
Thickness.
but their thickness,
Love that booty.
booties. But we
Quest for booty.
Quest for booties. They want their big booties, big booty hoes.
Big booty bombs.
They want their big booty bombs. But what we're here for, we're the gamers.
The games and the gamers.
We're the games, we're the gamers. We're here for one thing.
What's that, Spencer?
That's the games.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fucking pro gamer. I drink. I drink David.
Mountain Dew.
I drink Mountain Dew for breakfast, and I eat Doritos at night. So listen, whenever I look at getting a new console, there's a couple criteria I have to look for, but the big one is, does it have Nintendogs plus cats? And the 3DS has Nintendogs plus cats.
That's how you know this top 10 is going to be unlike any other top 10 that you've seen before. Did you see Nintendogs and Cats on your top 10 3DS titles?
No,
I don't
honey,
think so.
Stop it, you're a poser. A true fan would know that it's Nintendogs plus cats.
Oh, thanks for the correction, Al Kong.
Yeah, the cats aren't Nintendo cats, apparently.
They're plus
They're
cats.
just cats. But the dogs are Nintendo.
They used math with mammals. Mammal math.
So are the cats any different than do the dogs look a specific way and then the cats
You
are
know,
just
I don't
The
fucking
dogs
know.
are branded Nintendo.
yeah,
and
the
cats
dogs
are
all have
just
Nintendo
cats.
stamp on it.
Yeah,
Nintendo
the cats
seal
are
of
just
approval.
the cats are just generic cats. They didn't have, yeah, they're just cats.
What a bummer. So,
Nintendogs plus cats.
so what's the best game on the 3DS?
Earthbound.
Oh,
Steel Diver.
Art Academy.
My Pet Zombie.
Muramasa Castle.
get it out. Come on.
Fuck's Muramasa Castle. Dragon Ball Fusions.
Oh.
Oh.
Played through that one.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it.
Can
It'll be fine.
confirm.
Mario Maker minus.
Trying to figure out what the hell's happening in Project Cross Zone. And Project Cross Zone too.
I have that one too. I have the second one, and what a shit show that game is.
I love those games. They're absolute bullshit.
Oh, they're so terrible.
They're stupid. They're
But you know what? The
fucking stupid.
graphics look nice.
Yeah, exactly. The graphics are nice, and like the gameplay isn't awful.
It's
like,
pretty bad.
like whenever you're like in combat, it's like I don't know. It's button mashy.
It's a
but
unique idea.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
I think it's my favorite game featuring Ryo Hazuki.
It has the Xenoblade product. It has a Xeno what is
Gears. No.
it? Xeno
Crow.
Saga.
Saga.
Yeah.
It has Xenosaga characters in it.
Xenoblade.
And Xenoblade. I believe it has both, or I know it has one of them, but
Dude,
it's been a while.
Second game has Sekata Sanshiro.
I don't know what that is.
He's the hero. Sekata Sanshiro, Sekata Sanshiro.
Look,
Sekata Sanshiro.
the 3DS had the remakes of Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8, and they are phenomenal. Like,
They
both of them
also-
are super good.
Can I add? It also had the remakes of Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8, and they were both phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, you echo my sentiments. Yeah, they were specifically because 8 is one of my favorite RPGs maybe ever, and it is super good. It's
Yeah,
like they
and-
improved it on every way, and it's
Well,
solid.
And I was gonna say 8 is one of my favorite RPGs ever, and they improved it in every way. It's super solid, dude.
You know, I don't disagree with you, Alex. After all, 8 is one of my favorite RPGs, and they improved on it in every way. It's super good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spencer.
But I mean, I'm just gonna list a bunch of RPGs because they're all so good. It had the Persona Q series, which is unique in that it ties into Persona. But Q2 had a lot of Persona 5 characters, so I mostly used that, and that was awesome.
I didn't like it. The
You didn't
Q
like
one.
it?
Nah.
I don't like all the talking, but the gameplay mechanics are really solid. But you have to like
Yeah.
Etrian Odyssey. If you don't get into that, then yeah, it's gonna be no good.
I just prefer the setting for Etrian Odyssey. I just thought it was a mismatch for Persona.
Gotcha. Yeah, I could see it. What else we got? Xenoblade Chronicles came out.
64.
Was brought out on it. Yeah. Yeah. So I never got a Wii, so that was my only time being able to play that, and that game was mind-blowingly good. I can't wait to.
But you need the new 3DS for it.
Yeah. You have to
Yeah,
have the
I
new
can't.
3DS.
I couldn't get it. I had to get it on Switch.
What?
So I can't play new 3DS games on my fucking
Well,
3DS.
the Switch
Don't
version
worry,
is
Alex.
even better. So.
Actually, a 64D make.
But the 3DS did have a sleeper hit in it that most people don't talk about, so I'll put that out here. Is Return to Popo LaCroix.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I bought that off of your review recommendation.
That game is surprisingly great. Like it shouldn't be that good, but the gameplay is like oddly addictive, and it even has like a Harvest Moon element to it that I didn't really
I
explore.
don't know what
but
the.
if you're
I
into
don't
it.
know what the fuck that is.
Popo Croix.
It's an RPG that it's an RPG. The first one was on
Yeah.
the PSP, and then they made one
Really?
for the 3DS.
It's
Really?
cute. I think you should get it, Alex.
You're really
You should
selling me
farm.
on it.
Yeah. It's the music's bitching.
It's like it shouldn't be like it looks kind of generic, and
Yeah.
like everything points to it being like an odd game that just is like whatever. But when I started playing, I really legit could not put it down and just like tore through it.
That have ties to Story of Seasons?
So it's a Harvest Moon game.
No, well, it has elements of it in it that are completely optional, but
Oh,
it.
okay.
And I think you can get good items with it. But other than that, it was like at the same time it was coming out, and I think they tried to cross over, which is whatever. It's like a marketing thing, I guess. But it was like really good. I was super surprised by it. So if you ever come across it, I think you should check it out. It's really good.
Hello, Farmville.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Lots and lots and lots of RPGs. First off, you have SMT4 and SMT4 Apocalypse, which is considered like a mainline game-ish, like the second one. It's like the second version of 4. I guess it would be a part 2, but it's not really connected at all. It's its own thing. But you traverse some of the same environments. Both of those are phenomenal. I really did love Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. The thing is an RPG powerhouse. Just with those 4 games alone, you got like 300 hours of content, baby. Of course, you got the Pokemon games. You got Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. I got that backwards. And then you also have XY, and you have Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then you got a few Mystery Dungeon games, just a lot of Pokemon. And you got the Etrian games. I really liked Etrian Mystery Dungeon. It's not like the best Mystery Dungeon I think there is or that I've played, but it's one of the few I was able to complete. Mystery Dungeon just has a legacy of being hard roguelike games. And so that one was like just a fun, affordable one. And then you had a couple other kind of like weird RPG, like I don't even know what to call them, second-rate RPGs like Legend of Legacy, and a lot of people like Stella Glow. I didn't mess with Stella Glow, but I know it's a fan favorite. One I did not like, I brought it up before, Lord of Magna. It's garbage. That's a C-rate RPG. I did enjoy what I played of Popolo Croix. Qua. That was fun. And also with the backwards compatibility, you have access to Dragon Quest 4 through 9.
Yep.
So that's the Dragon Quest machine, but goddamn are they expensive now, so good luck.
Or you just get an R4 cart.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's you're about to say something.
Oh no. Well, yeah, totally. The R4 cart makes it freaking awesome. I really wish that they would just open up the 3DS to just downloading all the DS games. Like just add it to a big store. Why not?
Yeah, wouldn't you rather download DS games on a 3DS as opposed to the Wii U?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Weird.
they should literally just dump the catalog on it. It's not like they already have a huge one for the 3DS. Just dump the DS games on there. I'd totally grab some of that shit.
Coming up first, Star Fox Command. So I've already mentioned that.
Bail.
I've already mentioned that the game series I played the most on 3DS was definitely Monster Hunter. That's where that series. I wouldn't say. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I would say it. You know what? Fuck everything. It exploded in popularity on 3DS. I mean, it was already kind. It had like its fans. On the PSP and everything. Like that. And they had like a Wii entry, but really on 3DS when they brought it over to the to the Nintendo handhelds, that series really got like a spotlight on the console. You were always seeing stuff about Monster Hunter coming out and everything like that for all the different entries, and that series really blew up to kind of make it to what it is today. And that's where I got into it. I was playing Monster Hunter 3 constantly, Monster Hunter 4 constantly. Generations not as much as the other two, but I still played it, and story is pretty fucking good. So I played that series all the time. 3DS houses probably one of my favorite Zelda games of all time, A Link Between Worlds. That game is fucking phenomenal. It's a great 2D game. I don't know why they haven't followed that up with another game. I mean, they did the remake of Link's Awakening and Triforce Heroes, but still, those games do not stack up to A Link Between Worlds. I think that game is fantastic. They've on top of that, you got the other Zelda remakes. I'm not a big Ocarina guy. I did play Ocarina on there too. It's just same game. Majora is cool on there as well. Like I said, the Mario 3D Land. I loved Mario 3D Land. I played that game to fucking pieces. I played that game all the way through. Got everything in that game, nonstop. There's just a really lot of solid games. This is probably the reason why I'm a big Animal Crossing fan today too, was because of New Leaf. I hadn't really played much. I played like City Folk, but playing an Animal Crossing game on the Wii, I don't really, doesn't really, whatever. So when New Leaf came out, I bought that, and I remember playing that game for hours, just doing nothing, just like collecting fucking bugs. So something, just doing nothing, and that game's like fantastic, and I still have fond memories of that. I still don't think I like New Horizons, but I still don't think I like that game as much as I like New Leaf. Yeah, New Leaf's fantastic. And there's just a lot of solid games that I haven't played much of yet, or like the new version of Metroid 2, whatever it's called, Samus Returns, Return of Samus. Samus is here. That one. Samus came back.
I liked it. I liked it.
I'm bringing Samus back.
I'm still playing it. I didn't play it when it came out because I wasn't playing handheld games at the time, so I skipped it. But I am going back and playing it now. It's cool. There's some other games. I'm playing SMT4 right now. First time playing an SMT game, not counting Persona 5. Really enjoying that. So, yeah, I don't know. They're just a lot of good games.
Yeah, like Metroid Prime Blast Ball.
There's also a lot of bad games.
Like Metroid Prime Blast Ball.
Nintendo didn't know what the fuck they were doing for like a year. They were
What the hell was that? It was like a little kickball game with Metroid Prime mechanics.
I think that's less offensive than Federation Force, honestly. But
welcome to the Federation.
The game,
The Force Awakens.
Name I should not name. It's part of one of my favorite franchises.
By Reggie.
No, Reggie didn't make it, but it has it's part of the Pikmin franchise. There's a Pikmin entry on 3DS. Does it count?
Well, Reggie rhymes with veggie, so I think it does.
I recently, oh my god, I was gonna say this for a game talk, but I don't think I'm going to do it because I bailed on it. Can I talk to you guys about Chibi-Robo Ziplash for a minute?
Sure.
Open the wound.
Teddy talked to me during part of this experience. I bought Chibi-Robo Ziplash recently because I liked the first Chibi-Robo on GameCube. I played it back in the day, whatever. So I was like, cool, I'll pick up the little platformer. I mean, it's just a 2D platformer. How fucking offensive could...
I think we lost him.
We lost him on the Chibi-Robo Ziplash story.
Yeah.
Reggie would not allow it. He would not allow this story to go down.
There we go.
We got him back.
Okay, Reggie has released...
Okay, where did I stop?
You said nothing about Chibi-Robo.
Yeah.
Where did I stop?
You were about to talk about
you.
Chibi-Robo and it just cut out.
Okay, Chibi-Robo Ziplash. I picked it up. I didn't think it could be that bad. I mean, it's just a 2D platformer, but oh my god, what was it bad? So Chibi Robo Ziplash is a 2D platformer starring Chibi Robo, where nothing matters. The environments do not take advantage of the fact that you're playing as Chibi Robo, this microscopic robot running around. There's no rhyme or reason to anything you're doing. There's just aliens invaded the planet. Go. In between stages, you have a world map that's like a wheel. In order to pick your level, you have to spin like a Wheel of Fortune style wheel. It determines what space you land on to where you're going on the map, and you can buy panels to change that. So if you want to move one space, you can put all one panels on this wheel, but you still got to spin the wheel. I don't understand the point. And what's fucking annoying is that after you finish a stage, and if you want to say you only have one stage left in the world to go to, and you want to go to that stage, you have to spin the correct number on the wheel. And if you spin the wrong number on the wheel, you have to go back and play the stage you've already fucking played that you land on. There's no reason to go back and play the stages because they don't add anything. So you're just going around in circles for an endless period of time. And what the fuck is the point of this? Just let me select the fucking stage.
So bad it's good.
Alex, we'll get through this together.
Anyway, I mean,
In the Chibi Robo Ziplash map out!
I did collect
there.
a Mario Pez dispenser. That was pretty cool. But
Oh, okay.
no, I got the World 2 and I bailed on that game. That game sucks.
But it's got a cool amiibo.
Amiibo.
Turbo. So I don't have like my worst experiences on 3DS are not that bad. So I don't want to talk like I have nothing to say really. But I did want to bring up two other games I really liked. I liked Mario Golf World Tour.
I need to get that. I need
Yeah.
to get that.
My only thing was that a couple of the stages were DLC, so you had to pay for them. Which is kind of lame.
Terry's favorite.
Yeah. Downloadable courses. And Theater Rhythm, the Final Fantasy one.
No, I've been playing that recently. That
Yeah.
game's phenomenal.
It's good.
I was laughing so hard because I like unlocked, well, you know, it isn't like unlocked, but I played enough to where they gave me access to all of the different games and stuff. And I was looking through it, and they have some spin-offs of Final Fantasy and stuff have like music on there. And one of them is fucking Mystic Quest for the Super Nintendo. And I was like, no. Why? No.
Oh. I guess if we're talking about, you said you brought up worst experiences. You said you didn't have any that were that bad. Project X Zone 2 was super bad. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting because it's like a stupid crossover game.
What, did you play the first one?
No.
Story is incomprehensible, dude, when you're playing it. It's just fucking nonsense. It's like,
Oh yeah. It
like,
does.
we're you and kids here. Oh, hey, Ulala from Space Channel 5. How you doing? Oh, yeah, Mega Man X just showed up, and it's just like,
Yeah.
we got to stop. All this stuff's happening. It's just every chapter. I played for I had like 10 hours logged in that game. And I swear, I got a while in, and it was just like, people were still getting introduced. It was like, hi, it's the guys from Yakuza over there. Hi. And it was just like, are those the Virtual Fighter guys? And it was just like, guys, I'm on chapter 9.
Yeah. Same. I had about 5 or 10 hours, and I was trying to review it, and I was like, it's just not happening. Like, it's just, I'm gonna review it and just say it's shit, but I'm not finishing this. It's a pile of crap. And then there was, I guess just, Dragon Ball Fusions was semi-playable. It had a unique idea, but it just wasn't very good. So those would be my bad games, my bad times on the 3DS.
There's so many RPGs I started and put a lot of time into, but never finished on the system. There's the SMT in Alaska.
Oh, Strange Journey. Strange Journey Redux.
SMT in Alaska.
SMT in Alaska. Yeah, I put like 19 hours in, and then it just got like, I felt like I kept seeing the same. It's like if you were in like the same level in Etrian Odyssey, but everything's black and blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you just keep getting into battles, and it's like I felt like I had seen everything on that level, and so I couldn't figure out how to progress. was just getting annoyed, and it was jarring because the only differences between that and the DS version were that they gave the voice actors like Japanese voice acting, and it was just jarring because you have like an American expedition squad speaking Japanese. So I just did not understand what the hell was going on. Like,
That's so funny that that's the only difference. Because I was I got it in a big like gift exchange with Leo's group. There was like Emperor Fox, which was awesome. He got me that in a Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, which is also phenomenal. But he got me that, and that was like my number one thing I wanted. And I thought it was more of a big like improvement over the DS one. And ironically, I would never have known what they improved because I played it on mute. Like I play almost every game, so I wouldn't even known about the voice acting.
If I had to pick a hidden gem for the console for myself, and I'm not being funny here, like if I had to pick one, it's hard because honestly, I have 2 games that could fit this bill. The first one is probably Shinobi. I think the 3DS Shinobi was really fucking good, but I don't think it's the one I'm gonna pick. I think if I have to pick the like one hidden gem, I think honestly, it's probably the last time I enjoyed a game in this franchise was Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. It was like a really early 3DS game I bought, and that game's a fantastic like tactical strategy RPG. Yeah, and like I was not expecting that. I mean, I loved, I was a huge Tom Clancy fan at the time, and I quickly fell out because after that was like the current era of Tom Clancy where they're like, let's just make it Assassin's Creed. So yeah, that was like one of the big surprises for me was playing that game on 3DS. So Ghost Recon Shadow Wars, go check it out if you want to play like a tactical XCOM type game.
I do love XCOM. So that's cool.
It's good. It's awesome.
Surprisingly, I don't have too many hidden gems because most of the games that I liked and enjoyed are either what you would consider some kind of like second party, like big name developer, publisher, or their first party. Like everything I liked was like Atlas, was like some of the Sega stuff. I like the Sega 3D classics. I like Sonic Generations, even though it's not the same game as the Xbox 360 and PC one. It's its own unique good game. Even the Square Enix stuff, and I was not disappointed with a lot of my experiences on 3DS.
I have a hidden gem that's a weird one. You wouldn't expect it, but Mario and Luigi Paper Jam is really good.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to play it because it's tied to the Paper series, and so they're like, no, but it's an RPG. It's more Mario and Luigi than Paper Jam stuff. The Paper Mario is just a side character in it.
That's what I've heard, but I have such a version of the current Paper Mario that I'm the same way. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a shame they screwed themselves on that one. But it's a good game. But I get it why people wouldn't want to play it. They don't want to play anything tied to that Paper series. So it's a bummer.
And with that, I'll also like, how do you guys feel about playing the 3DS nowadays, especially even in comparison to the Switch as a handheld unit?
I think the Switch is better. I mean, the 3DS has better games just because it has a huge library and it's like a lot of RPG, like hardcore RPGs. But the Switch, like if it had the same quality of games in equal amount, it would be way better. Just because it's bigger and more portable. And like,
does it have an equal amount? I mean, they've been flooding the Switch with stuff. Does it have an equal amount?
Not in like the same hardcore RPG category. Like it's
RPG,
there's plenty of RPGs on it, and it's not a bad RPG machine. But the 3DS has the whole 3DS library and then the 2DS or the regular DS library, so it's really not a comparison. But the Switch is more fun. It's like a bigger screen and it looks better and.
Yeah, it's hard to go back. It's hard to go back to the 3DS screen. And also even just like I mean, as much as I like the thumbstick, nothing's lined up on that thing. It's just like a deformed child that you look at and you go, oh.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Honestly, though, strictly playing handheld, I would probably take the 3DS D-pad over the buttons on the Switch, though.
True.
The directional buttons.
But there are alternatives if that bothers you. There's the Hori.
Yeah, I know. Or I could just Or well, usually if I play a game that uses the D-pad, I just play with the TV with my Pro controller. But still, no, I agree though. I think it is hard to go back. The Switch is fantastic. I love playing the game. You know that thing in like handheld mode. I mean, what other console can I fucking load up? The classic game on the Super Nintendo and then load up Saints Row the Third. Play them back to back handheld. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But with that said, though, the Switch is probably also probably one of the things that really got me back into playing handheld games. But going back and playing the 3DS, I think there's a certain like charm and feel because now Switch is so close to just being a regular home console that like it I don't know, it doesn't feel unique anymore just to play a handheld. Back when whenever 3DS was out, the Wii U or the Wii for a little bit, then the Wii U were the home consoles. So it was almost like the 3DS was its own landscape. And in some ways, I kind of miss having the two different, here's the home console games and here's the 3DS games. And sometimes we get, a game from each. So, we'll have a game on Wii U, get a 3DS version, or, a game, coinciding with that series. And it kind of made it feel like its own thing. And now it's all just one.
There's a certain novelty to Switch that I think for the first year or two that you own it, you're like, all these games.
Yeah.
And then after, a decent bit, you begin to get a little maybe worn out from it. And like a lot of my physical collection is just Mario and Pokemon.
I think you just get used to it. I think after a while, you're just like, okay.
Which I kind of get excited going back to the 3DS. Like even today and last night, I just boot up Pokemon Crystal and I was like, you know what? I want to train my team so I can whoop your guys' ass this summer. When you guys bring your 3DS?
Oh, are we bringing our 3DS to battle
We're
Pokemon?
duking it out. It's gonna be the age-old championship.
I was not aware of this. Teddy was just training up his team to massacre us without us knowing.
Announcing it now. Oh, no, we talked about this.
Oh, okay.
We talked about bringing our
Alex
3DS.
and I clearly forgot because we don't have an army.
This is your reminder. Train up that Metapod.
I have to get my Pidgey army ready.
My Pidgey army.
My Pidgey army.
I will use Metapod.
I will get my Pidgey army.
But I mean, I've said it before too. Like even like I don't mind the Switch service and the SNES thing on there, and it's cool to get the controller support. But sometimes I just like owning the games, and so like just to be able to go on my virtual console and download Super Metroid and know I own it, it's a nice feeling, and to be able to do that like real quick, and the shop is still open while we're
I would like to own 3DS games. Too bad some of them are really expensive now.
Which ones?
Mainly the RPGs.
Oh, to own it like a physical?
Yeah,
Oh.
those I have to download. Like, if I want to play either of the Dragon Quest games on there, I have to download them.
Yeah.
You could also play your one on PS2.
That's true. I do have a copy of 8 or whatever. Yeah, it was 8, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, on the PS2. That's true. It's a fact.
So where do you guys see yourself going with the 3DS going forward?
Everywhere. We're playing it in the bathroom. Playing it in the subway. I'm playing it in the subway bathroom.
That's a good question. I see it as kind of a novelty. I don't really see myself playing it very much. I wanted to have one because I have all these games that there's really no other way to play them because it's such a unique console. But I mean, there's so many games here. I'm just like, I need to have something to play them on, and so I'm happy to have the 2DS XL that I have, and I'm sure with my channel thing, I'll end up playing a handful of them, which will be nice. But I wouldn't specifically make it like my primary console ever. I think the Switch has taken that over, and maybe the PS5 if they get a game or something.
Yeah, they put a game on it.
Yeah. Besides Assassin's Creed.
What's the matter? You don't like Astro Butt?
Sure, but nah.
Don't worry. Horizon's on the way.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be sick.
And she's got a thick booty.
Don't
Aloy?
Don't disrespect Aloy like that.
I got her name right. That's respect. Where I come from.
Just knowing their names. Girl, you lucky I know your name.
And that thick butt.
And that thick booty. She's got a hard booty, huh, Aloy?
Some might say it shines. Let me jump in first, Alex. With the 3DS going forward,
No, let me jump in first, Teddy. That's not good.
Okay. Well, in honor of Mario, jump. Get it?
I was doing it in honor of Luigi.
Oh, the Year of Luigi, right. Well, I was doing it in honor of Toad.
He doesn't. You pick out the Toad, he can't jump.
That's the point. I'm jumping for him since he can't jump.
White Toad can't jump.
What about Black Toad?
Mad Hops.
Can't swim.
Ooh, racist.
Oh, that what?
No defense. Okay.
What?
Well,
I played the trap card. I'm out. Run. Okay, moving on. I enjoy playing Chrono Trigger on it. It's probably not my go-to. Like, I mean, I'm digging Dragon Quest XI on the Switch. You know, just playing it portable, and I do find it a little hard to go back to the 3DS unit, but at the same time, like it's a good thing for me for virtual console games and for the RPGs. I've never enjoyed it as like an action adventure kind of thing. Although Zelda is kind of a, you know, it's weird in that sense because, you know, I don't find Ocarina or Link Between Worlds or Majora's Mask too action heavy, but like Smash Bros broke my nub, you know, when I had my original 3DS. So I could never use that thing for like Super Street Fighter or to Smash Bros going forward because I just know I would decimate the thing. And so for me, it's really an RPG unit and a classic game unit.
You know, it's funny you say that. And now that I remember it, when I did play Zelda for the map out, my hand did get crampy. So maybe it's because like if you're trying to play like an action game on it, it is not. It is a little more rough. So yeah, you're probably right.
Whenever Smash came out, the 3DS version came out a month ahead of the Wii U version. I bought the 3DS version, played it just until the Wii U version came out, and then I never touched it again. I just played the Wii U version. so
Yeah.
It was like, it was neat. And then after I was like, oh, thank God, I can play the Wii U.
You know, I was the exact opposite of Alex, though. I had the handheld-itis. I loved that thing. That was like all I played. He would always try and get me to convert to Wii U. I'd be like, nah, bro. You know, I'm here playing
It worked, didn't it?
Etrian. And now I'm like, I'm excited to play console games. And so that's been my biggest difficulty in navigating where I stand with this thing. I've sold a lot of my 3DS games, and they were worth money.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, so that worked out, but even so, you know, I'm not done with this. I'm on Dragon Quest sabbatical, baby. We're starting 4 strong.
Absolutely.
4.
I got some good collectible RPG stuff, so hopefully
You know,
those will be worth something.
They're worth something now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Dude, trying to find a copy of Dragon Quest VIII right now on eBay is like $200 something.
Damn.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I was like, fuck. I just have to pay the $40 on the virtual, you know, on the eShop.
Yeah, that's dumb because they're so cheap. Like, I mean, not cheap, but like they're super affordable if you just get the DLC. Like, I understand the DS ones because they're not on like a downloadable service, but why?
You could also just play the PS2 one.
I know, and that's the reason why I haven't bought it. But I was saying I was looking at getting 7 and 8 at one point, and they're fucking expensive now.
I will say I think 3DS one's a lot better.
I don't know.
Most people are not in that camp.
Honestly,
How is the 3DS one not better than the PS2 one?
No,
People like the orchestral in the PS2 one.
I like Orcas.
Okay. Right.
So the the
music
the
listeners.
The OG 3DS has issues with some of the later games. For example, Hyrule Warriors and Stories run like absolute fucking garbage on my 3DS.
Oh.
You got the first model. Why is that? That's why. But on the 3DS XL, that's where I played Hyrule Warriors, and it was okay.
I'm just it's just forensic and like Monster Hunter Stories. I sold Hyrule Warriors on 3DS because I couldn't do it. But Monster Hunter Stories, the pop-in is fucking trash. It's like right in front of me. It's like, oh, there's something there. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I was just underwhelmed with the stories. It's like, oh, train my Triceratops.
I was
Oh, you know
super
what was-
impressed with stories
I love stories.
because my bar was so low for
Yeah.
it. I could not. I just needed something to play on a trip, and so I picked it up. It was like the only RPG I could find, and so I picked it up, and I was like, wow, they like legit put an effort in this game. I didn't think they would. I didn't beat it because it wasn't, the gameplay wasn't all there for me, but it was pretty impressive how much effort they clearly put into that game. So
Speaking of effort,
Let's go out on the Yokai Watch theme song. Ready? Yoda 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 yokai.
Yokai Watch.
Yoda 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 yoda
Yokai.
yokai.
Yokai Watch.
Roy Nakanami Roy
Go
Tomodachi
to the
Daichi.
store.
Yokai
Buy
yokai
Yokai Watch.
yokai.
Buy it
Wachichi.
for your
Kai kai
friends.
ki ki kai kai
Buy
kai
it
kai
for
kai
your mom.
yokai wachichi.
Buy every copy. Buy all our toys.
I didn't know that was the theme song. Is that the theme song? Or did you just make it up?
Alex's version? No, that's bullshit.
Wow. Okay. Sure.
Come to our store, buy all the toys.
Buy all our stuff. It's a marketing ploy.
This
We
is
want
not
your money.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is Yokai Watch.
It's Ghost Pokemon. The game.
Who are you gonna call? Yo, Kai Watch.
While you're at it, buy Little Badler's Experience. Buy a robot toy. We want to sell you shit.
Spencer?
I played Yokai Watch. It was all right.
It's okay.
Okay.
It was about the same deepness of
I mean-
Pokemon or something.
It's no Nintendogs plus cats.
Plus cats.
Dude,
It
I
was
wish
like
everything
the
was plus
cats and Nintendogs plus cats. It
Could
was
you
like,
imagine if
Nintendo.
Nintendo? Could you imagine if Nintendo kept that up and they were like, "Yo, here's Super Smash Brothers plus cats."
If you could have a Nintendog spin-off, what would it be? And why would it be Nintendo Gerbils, Alex?
I hate gerbils.
That's why. So he can destroy all gerbils.
they should
You know
leg-
what? I hate ferrets.
You could starve them.
I don't think I like gerbils, but I hate ferrets.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar
tolerate
with
the gerbils.
water bears? AKA tardigrades?
No.
They're these
What language?
they're
What
these-
language did you just curse me out of?
They're these incredible animals. They're like microorganisms, but they can survive anything. Like they can survive in space in incredible heat. They're doing a bunch of these weird tests on them. They're horrifying creatures, but they're
Amazing.
invincible.
And
So
join
they
us
will take-
next time for Nintendo Amoeba, where we look closely at water bears under the microscope.
They should totally make
Water
a Nintendo.
bears.
They should make it Nintendogs water bears, Nintendo water bears, because like the things you could do with it
Plus
would
water
actually be
bears.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because they take them and they put them in these like propulsion things and shoot them into space, like actually like blow them into space and just see what happens.
And in this corner, we have the Nintendogs. Oh, they're so cute. Look, you can give it a bow tie. And then over there, there's water bears.
Oh
Yeah,
God!
The water bears. Grab the flamethrower. It does nothing. They will come for you.
Yeah, they will find you.
They are slowly
fine.
taking over the planet.
There's more of them than us.
They do look like a cross between caterpillars and bears. if that makes any sense.
That's terrifying.
Hi, I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm here today to
Hi,
talk to you
I'm
about the
Water
water bears. Yeah.
I
And-
remember the day when the water bears came.
The water bear was. I remember being in the water bear was.
Nobody thought it was a thing.
They all said I was crazy.
they,
Morgan.
they all said I was crazy, and maybe they were right.
Until the water bears attacked. Nobody survived the water bear attacks.
Now,
Couldn't-
I can never go home.
We couldn't kill them.
I have to go into the grocery stores to get the shampoo and conditioner, and there's nobody there to ring me up.
Just the water bears.
Water Bear said it was.
I've become one of the water bears. I live amongst them.
I've developed what they call immunities.
You can't kill the water bears.
And
You have
that's
to
why
join the water bears.
we at Nintendo have decided to commemorate the event with Nintendogs plus Water Bears.
I'm Reggie Freeman.
You've heard of Whataburger. Now we have Water Bears.
When I was a kid, I thought it was Waterburger. Because I was dumb.
Dude, it'd be amazing if they like made like a burger
crossover?
and was, like, dipped it in like a bucket of water. It's all soggy. There you go.
Ooh. That would not be amazing.
That ain't it, man.
That ain't it. That ain't it, boy.
That's their slogan, Waterburger. This ain't it, cheap.
This ain't it.
What's better, water burgers or water bears?
Water
Burgers.
Bears.
Oh,
Freaking sick.
we have a divide.
Uh-oh.
Depends on your perspective. Do
What
you
if I'm
want
really
to die?
What if I'm really hungry,
Oh,
but I also want a new systemic overlord?
Water Bears.
Okay.
Okay. Although the Water Burger might take over the capitalist chain. It's pure profit.
You ever like wake up and you're just like, man, I'm really hungry, and I also want to overthrow the government.
Every
the
morning.
time.
Yeah.
Water Burger.
Freeman. Morgan Freeman remembers.
I remember.
The day I saw the
Water
government
Bear.
fall. It was we plotted in a coup with the water bears.
And from that day forth, humanity would never be the same.
I fell in love with one of the Water Bears.
We
Her
created
name
a
was
new
Juanetta.
species.
Me and Juanetta were lovers to the end.
Waluigi. Waria.
Waluigi.
It was very strange at first integrating into the community.
But they were kind.
She liked BDSM.
And I liked BTS.
Morgan Freeman's very kinky.
He's a kinky man.
Kinky
I like
Morgan
chicken
Freeman.
nuggets and K-pop.
How do you think I got all these freckles on my face? They're not
K-pop.
freckles. I'm Morgan Freeman, a sex addict.
And
Wouldn't
that's
it be
why.
great if, I mean, God, like, it would be terrible, but, like, if he had an alcoholic addiction, like, he was a horrible alcoholic. Alcoholic
Wouldn't it be
addiction.
great?
Or, like, a sexual addiction, and so he'd, like, go in front of the group, but it would be in Morgan Freeman's voice, because it is Morgan Freeman, and so he would just have to say all that. Like, that'd be awesome.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
I'm Morgan Freeman, and I am a sex addict.
I'm Samuel, and I love the sex. That's why I was like, bitch, get over here.
He'd probably win like an Oscar just for standing up and doing a sex addict talk.
You could have Academy Award winner sex addict talk. Like just Hollywood actors in a sex addict circle.
Yeah, I bet you there'd be a lot.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Keanu, and yeah, I guess I like diddling the girls too. And so that's why they signed me up for Sexaholic Anonymous.
I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. Get the fuck out of here, Leonardo DiCaprio! You aren't allowed in here. Get out. Sorry, guys. Get out. Just want to share my 6th edition too.
Like, Leo, you got a cute butt.
I'm not good at
Sit on
impressions, so I can't really.
Sit on that one for a minute.
I can't really do any.
Sit on that cute butt.
Sit your cute butt down.
Sit on that cute butt, Leo. Don't take that out of context.
I am.
Yeah.
We're clipping it. We're sending it to Leo.
Okay, I would understand.
In the
that.
mail. In the mail. I'm sending it like I'm gonna record it on a on a cassette tape and send it via a player in the mail. He's gonna get it and push play and
From the
sit
button
that cute butt
mappers.
down, Leo.
Sit on that cute butt, Leo.
Yeah, sit that cute butt, Leo.
Leo, sit
Okay.
your sweet ass down.
You imagine someone has a sweet ass.
No, I'm
Like
imagining it.
like actually like a sweet ass. Like
You're made of sugar?
yeah.
And
Like,
that's why
you could
that's why the phrase is coined "eat
could-
the booty."
You can never sit on anything like remotely like damp because you just like your ass would just melt off.
This is why some people eat the booty. Well, you know what? Your ass would melt if it was like sweet chocolatey.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So
Yeah.
like you could say
Like in the summer, you'd be
Like-
screwed. Your ass would
like-
just be like out everywhere.
or like if you're like walking around
You'd be
like,
ass
after,
out.
like it rains, you're like walking through the park, like you can sit down and rest anywhere because your ass will just melt off.
My
Okay.
ass is like an M&M. It melts in your mouth.
That's Eminem.
My ass
Slogan?
is Eminem.
Yo, I'm Eminem. My ass will melt in your mouth.
These girls don't even know the name of my band, but they're all on me like they wanna hold hands.
And
What
that's
is
why
this?
my butt tastes like an M&M.
Oh, is this something already?
You guys seriously don't know D12?
No.
I know who D12 is.
I don't know what
Okay.
D12 is.
They got the Carney guy.
The Carney guy.
Carney guy.
Yeah, the Carney guy.
Yeah,
All right.
You know, the Carney guy.
he's one of the members.
The Carney guy?
Yeah,
Like a carnival guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I think he got like a bunch of them to help out in the 8 Mile movie. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
You see Ava?
No.
Where's your childhood?
What were you doing?
What was it like?
It's playing Super Mario.
You don't know what
Mario and
it's
Luigi.
like. What it's like. That's Everclear, right?
Yeah, it's Everclear Classic.
And that's why I'm on what I'm on, because I'm my mom. That's Eminem. We lost Alex. No, he didn't. He's just pretending like we did.
No, I'm still here.
I can't hold it.
Freeze.
Okay. You know, this makes for a thrilling podcast because I'm sure everybody watching this is just going to know that you guys are freezing your faces.
Yeah, instinctively.
They're going to go, oh, Alex is freezing his face right now. Oh, and Teddy's
Spencer, I
doing
don't
it too.
Spencer, I don't know what you're talking about.
Guys, I think we lost.
Dude, I have really bad internet connection right now, so I don't know if I'm. Yeah, so fuck Ziplash. Fuck that game. We should probably end the episode.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them Button Mappers.